So the video game we've been playing this week is Sacred 2, and it's actually, it just came out on the Xbox 360, which is where we played it, but it came out a while back on the PC at the end of 2008, actually, to some disappointment from people. I didn't play it at the time, but I heard that it had a lot of bugs. So they delayed the console release and hopefully worked on a lot of the bugs, and it just is coming out now for 360. And it is a isometric role-playing game, so it's kind of like Diablo, but really more of a throwback to even older games like my #1 favorite game of all time, Ultima 7. So it's a giant, massive world. In fact, I put in about 30 hours and I've seen about 20% of the game.
Yeah.
So this is an enormous game.
I was reading the manual and it says that the level cap is 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sit on that, chili,
Yeah.
you know.
So we put in some time on it, but it certainly, there's a lot of things we didn't see. But it is it's a Diablo-like kill the monster, they explode a bunch of loot, get that loot,
very satisfying.
level up. But there's also a lot more of a world here than you would probably find in Diablo. There is more. It's not random. It is a very fleshed out with different provinces and lots of castles and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of quests. So, Daniel?
Well, but you missed one thing, which is...
What did I miss?
The multiplayer aspect of it.
Yes, like
That's a big
Diablo.
deal.
Yes, you can quest
for a
with your
console,
friends.
that's a big deal. I've never seen it. It may be true that they've done it before, but I've never seen it.
You're absolutely right. That is a big feature, is that you can create your character. There are 6 different character classes, and you can create that character, start leveling up that character, take it into multiplayer matches with other people. They can continue your campaign, you can continue their campaign, you can do you can level your character in a random players match, and all that is persistent. Very cool mechanic.
Yeah.
So yes,
Big deal.
Big deal.
Yeah.
Sacred, the first Sacred, I should also mention, is a game that came out in 2004 and was very much a Diablo clone. So it's been a while to where we are now to get the second game.
Yes.
So I didn't play the first Sacred. Did you guys play it?
No.
What did you think of Sacred 2?
First of all, I think we could call this an MO rather than a
Massive.
MMO.
Yeah.
It's not massive, but it's
online
multiplayer
game?
online. We're playing games.
It's massive in a different way.
Yeah.
It's not massively the amount of multiplayers you get, but massive in size and scope.
I think you can accurately describe this game as either a simplified World of Warcraft-like game or a uber version of Gauntlet from the arcades back in the day, or Nintendo. It has the spirit of Gauntlet, where it's 4 dudes, 4 friends, in the dungeon. Well, I mean, we're playing much more than dungeons, but banded together, each a different class, and killing things. You have that same communal fun times playing together. Less of the stuff that you encounter in MMORPGs with the mining and just trying to level. You just sort of go on quests together. The quests that we played earlier on, there was nothing that was as awesome as some of the quests that you guys have described to me that happens at the end game of games like World of Warcraft. But this is a pretty awesome game. And this is a definitely huge recommend to people that never got into World of Warcraft, didn't take me up on my offer for Runes of Magic and just trying it out. And if you don't have a PC, if you have a console, this is a lot of fun. And it's not a perfect game. Some of the graphics aren't spectacular. The camera really kind of bugged me that you couldn't, you can zoom down and see your character, and you kind of tilt forward. It isn't just down, it tilt a little bit forward, but not enough to actually see what's there, and I really want to experience the game and seeing all the great graphics and me battling, but you can't. You have to play it from very far back in order to actually play.
I think it has something to do with the fact that the ceiling is never rendered, the sky.
Right.
So you can never get a camera view that.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of fun, and
that's what you think about that?
That's what I think about that. Alex, what do you think about that?
12:30 last night, or?
I played for a little bit longer even. I was up till 3 playing.
Yeah. Damn it. Means you leveled more than me.
Yeah.
Damn it. So interesting game for me to be playing, because obviously I'm a huge World of Warcraft fan, big MMO fan. tried and tried to get into. Fable was the closest thing that I could do to get into an RPG. But even then, there was still that I want my buddies to go, wow, I can't believe that your fireball does that. Yeah, isn't that awesome? I made it happen.
Yeah.
Watch my wave of fire. There's something that always was lacking in things. And even top-notch RPGs like Oblivion. I went over to my buddy Liam's house, and we played the crap out of Oblivion, passing the controller back and forth, and it was epic because I got to share the experience of these crazy things happening. But I had bought Oblivion myself and returned it because I was like, this isn't fun. There's nothing, I'm not having fun. I'm sitting here by myself, and it's just not fun. So this solves a lot of things. Now, this is definitely not Oblivion. It is definitely not Oblivion. It's a good RPG. It's a serviceable RPG, like Angels and Demons. It's the Angels and Demons of RPGs. It's good. Everything's there. There's some fun new things, but everything is there. It works. You're going on quests, and the quests are fine. But where this game really shines, and where I think if you have any interest in this game, you should go out, especially if you have an Xbox and you have a bunch of Xbox Live friends, go out and do this, is having your friends in your game, leveling with your friends. The satisfaction of seeing those guys ding was very close to the satisfaction of seeing this guy ding. And that is really hard to capture in a console game.
Ding again!
I know, it was amazing. So I had a blast, and I think it was fun.
I agree. I really enjoy the game, and it's interesting that you brought up Oblivion. Oblivion is one of my favorite games of the last 10 years, and it doesn't have the level of writing and immersion that Oblivion has, where you really feel like this is a living, breathing world. But the breadth and scope of the world in Sacred 2 is enough to keep me going. There's always something new and interesting to find. There are tons of little surprises here and there, and wandering off the path will almost always yield something interesting to find. There are quests that I came across that were mind-blowing. There's a quest where, spoiler alert, but there's a quest where you reunite this band with their instruments, and it cuts to a full 5-minute 3D rendered movie of them giving this concert to a bunch of creatures in the world. And it's like this song that was written for the game, right? And then as a reward, you get all their instruments as awesome weapons.
Well, that's why you're saying you had that guitar.
I had the
kick
guitar.
people's butt with.
So awesome.
So much
and
fun.
Each class has its own special mount, and the quest to get your special mount is awesome.
I started that, but
there are tons of little things to find and so much to explore.
Yeah.
That is my jam. That is the reason I play video games. I love exploring worlds that have been crafted by
being
artists.
able to get in there and do that with your friends as well is like icing on the cake of goodness.
I completely agree.
I think there's a lot of depth to it too. There's
Huge.
There's a lot of
the leveling system is very interesting.
There's a lot of things to level. There's a lot of things
how
to be
you
thinking
get
about.
skills where you actually collect skills as loot.
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
Trade those for
Once
things
you
that
get
you
into
want.
the trade thing, when you guys get it, I'm gonna number one, just FYI for you, is when you get a rune that works for you, don't just you learn it, because that's what I was doing. I was like, oh cool, learn.
Yeah.
No, that's like makes your fireball better. Just you'll understand.
I do need to say though, as we're kind of heaping praise on this game, it still does have some bugs.
Yeah.
I will also say that none of those bugs were game ending for me. None of them were frustrated throwing my controller. There were times, they were all minor
It
inconveniences.
was like a little bit, oh, I haven't returned a quest, and then you go to the door and you're like, oh no, wait, that's the one that just hasn't
Or
gone
when
off
I
the map.
teleported in a weird, like on the ocean, and then if I just moved my thing, it like popped me back onto the land.
Right.
Which is unfortunate that it's not a perfect game, but just a minor
Takes you out of the
annoyance.
experience, but not by any
Yeah,
stretch.
it's a really cool game, and I don't know if many people have it on their radar.